All right, everybody, it's Sunday, March 16th. If I could ask you a quick favor here right up front. If you find this video helpful at all, please give it a big old like below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I got a lot of goodness I'd like to share with you, so subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button below, leave a comment, and also be sure to check me out on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Go on over there and sign up and check out what I got going on. Now, today's video, which I'm calling How to Know When a Stock Market Crash is Over. So you can get back in and make a whole ton of money. So you can see here on the chart, this is the SPX. Over the last month or so, this started around 220. So not quite a month, about a month. This thing has just fallen off the cliff like a waterfall, and it's been nasty. So you can see Friday we had a bit of a bounce. So we're almost like at 10%, if not at 10% already on the SPX. On the NASDAQ, I think they were down like 13% or so. So we're either at close or just surpassed the technical correction point. So how do we know if this thing is really over or not? Is this thing done? Are we going to start to move back up from here? Is it time to dive back in and start collecting bargain deals on stocks? Or is there more to come? Is there more pain to come? How do we know, or how do we get a good indication on if this down move is over and we can all get ready to breathe a big sigh of relief and start trying to take advantage of bottom market or the climb back up? So a super cool tool that's totally free that I use to help determine when the market's about finished on a down move and about ready to turn back around, or to kind of predict when the market's about to crash, is a free tool at the website called VIX Central. So if you go over here to VIXCentral.com, you'll see this diagraph here, VIX historical future prices. And what this graph is doing is it's graphing out the monthly vol futures. So this is the current month on this side, this 0. 30 is 30 days out, 60 is 60 days out. You can see each one, there's like another month. These are all months. And the way that this risk graph looks right here, where it's curving up, it curves up from the left, the lower point at the left, all the way up to the top here on the right. This is considered like a quote-unquote normal market environment. This is something called contango. And again, this is the look of what a normal market environment should look like. So I like to come over here and try to get a glance at this every day or every couple days, every week. And when I see a graph like this that's rising from the left up to the right, that's giving me the indication that everything is well in the world. Nothing crazy should be happening in the stock market. We're in for smooth sailing, smooth times. But when this thing turns around and flips like so, let's find today's date, let's say March 14th, that's Friday. I'll say get prices. You can see how this is like the exact opposite of the graph. This is 0. This current month we're in here, this 0 is the high point of the graph, and it goes from a high on the left side and it comes down to the lower end of the graph on the right. Now this is called backwardation, and this is the clue. This is the look of a market in turmoil, which is what we're in right now. Right now we're in this big free fall here. So how I use this is when I come over here and I look at this, I like to look at this every couple times a week, just get an idea of where we're at. Most of the time we'll find ourselves in contango, which is where we were just looking, something like this. This is like a normal, smooth, beautiful blue sky stock market. Things are normal. But when we start to see this thing twist and turn, and when this first month here, this first part of the graph on the left side starts to rise up higher than the rest of these, that's a signal that there could be potential stormy weather ahead. And on the flip side, say we're in the middle of a big down move now, which we are. Let's go back to Friday. So this is the exact opposite, the higher end on the left, on the 0 current month, and it comes down. This is the sign of it. We're in the middle of a raging storm. And so we want to be aware of that. So how I use this to determine when a crash might be over or ending is when this graph on a daily basis, I'll be checking this on a daily basis, when this graph starts to transform back into what we know as contango, where the lower end here at 0 and it curves up. Once we start to see this thing transform and flip back to contango, a normal market environment, that's what I use as the indication as the storm may be ending. We're back to a normal market environment, and that's what I would use as a clue that it's potentially over and it's safe to get back in. So let's just go back over a couple of different scenarios, like real life scenarios. You can see here on this date, we can go back to any date we want. Let's go back to like February, just this year. Let's go to February 15th and start there and see where this was. So you can see here's February 17th, 2025, about a month ago. You can see this is a beautiful sky blue stock market environment graph. Everything is in, this is in Contango. Everything looks fine and there's no worries. Let's go a week later. Let's go to February 24. Still looks good. Everything is rising from the left up in a pretty uniform way. So everything's cool there. Let's just go day by day here and see what happens. Let's say February 25. Actually, let's look at the graph real quick and see when did this down move started. Right here, that's where it topped. That was February 19th. So all the way to, this is all February 27, February 28. Okay, so February 28 is right here, the beginning of this down move. So let's see what this graph showed on each of those days. So February 25, everything looks fine. February 26, things are looking fine. February 27, things look okay. Things are a little weird, right there. Let's go to February 28. Looks okay. Let's go to March 1st. Or the first trading day in March is March 3. You can see right there that thing that's flipped. It's now backwardation, and that's sign of okay trouble. Let's go to March 4 real quick and see what March 4 looks like. Yeah, so from March 3 forward, this thing flipped, and most likely every day since then, it's been like that. Which is, again, this is the graph of trouble, the graph of we're in the middle of a storm, crash, a correction. So you can see all these dates, we're showing that backwardation. So this is all like signal that things are not good. Things are not good in the world. Caution. Let's just skip to the 12th. All these days are that way. So what I'm looking for now is I'll just look at this chart every single day. When I see this thing start to level out, flatten out, or just flip back to how it should be, like in a normal market environment, like what we had back here in February-ish, like that, then I know that it's likely, or the potential is there that the crash is over, and I can look to start getting back in, or bargain opportunities that I can look to get into now that the crash is over. And again, none of this is guaranteed. This is just an indicator. It's probably the best indicator that I've found to predict market crashes and predict when the crash is over. So let's look at another day. Let's go back to like August of last year. In August, a lot of people got hurt. There was that really weird one-day spike in volatility that just blasted through the roof and blew a bunch of option traders out, including this clown. So let's go to 2024. That was August. Let's see, August. Let's go to August 1. August 1. You can see it's kind of funky already at August 1st, so that the big blow-up day was on August 5th. Let's go back to a little bit further. Let's go back to July. Let's say July 29th. Still a little weird. That would be like an alert, like sort of a flag. A red flag is raised, like what in the heck's going on? That doesn't look quite right. It looks a little weird. But let's go back to July 29. So this is coming into that August 5th date. Looks a little funky, but it's still, the first one on the left is lower than everything else. So that's still like a contango type of a graph. Let's go to the 30th, July 30th. Kind of flaggy there. It looks a little weird. Something's up. Let's go to July 31st. Still the same. Let's go to August now. So August 1st. Again, the bad day was August 5th. That was the big blow-up day. So here's August 1st. Okay, it's getting a little weirder, right? Something's up, something's not quite right. This is a caution sign, like be watchful, like maybe back off, wait it out. Let's kind of see how this thing is going to resolve. Something's weird about that. That's not a nice, smooth, rising hill graph anymore. Let's go to August 2nd. August 2nd. Okay, something's definitely going on here. So this is flipped over to backwardation. So again, all of a sudden the front month is way up high. The other months are lower than it. And it's like the reverse of what a nice blue sunny stock market should look like. So this is a major flag that there could be a crash or some type of event. Something's going to happen that could cause a lot of pain. So let's go to August 5th. So this is the actual day of the big blow up. And you can see there is total backwardation. So let's go on the 6th and see what happens. Let's see how we get out of this. So it's still backwardation. 7th. Let's go out like a week later. So it's kind of flipped back around the other way now. Even though it looks a little funky, it's flipped. So that's what I'm using to give myself an indication that when this move down may be over. Just check that thing every day or every other day, maybe a couple times a week. VixCentral.com. Totally free to use. You can just go there and check it out every day like a weather report. Let's go back to today's date, March 14th. So what I'll be looking for over the next week or weeks is I'll be taking a look at this like once a day or every other day. And when this thing starts to flip back around and comes back into a normal contango type of a graph where it's lower on the left side and it rises up to a higher area on the right side of the graph, for me, that is a turning point or potential turning point when this correction or this crash might be over and I can get back in on longer term positions and maybe look for some other beat up stocks or indexes that I may want to get into now that the down move is over. All right, so hope that helps. Again, it's VixCentral.com. Check it out. Make this part of your daily or weekly trading weather report. It's good stuff. All right, so that's it for this one. If you found this video helpful at all, please give it a big old like below. Subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. Check me out on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. I got a whole bunch of free goodness for you over there, and I'll see you tomorrow.